Hey, Crown Content Publications followers, viewers, supporters, and listeners. Thank you for clicking on my video to see what it is I have to say today. Thank you for your support as well uh, of the Crown Content Publications YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome because today this won't be a long live segment at all. But at the same time, I thought I would give 10 reasons why I respect Miss Gina to the recent Instagram model who has come out and decided to share her story with society uh, and how inspired I am by her doing that. So how I want to break it down is just say, look, I have 10 reasons why I respect. We can all say anything about a young lady, whether it's happened in this generation or the past one, and you better believe AIDS was around in the past generation. But let me finish what I was saying. In this generation, I respect her because it's very, 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 very few people. Or am I the only one who sees this? There are very few people who just because it's not like everybody has to share their health status, their sexual health status with everybody they come across on a daily. But we can probably all agree that it's become more scarce. People are talking about COVID results more than they are STD and AIDS results, and that's going to be number one reason on my list for why I respect Miss Gina too, and how she brought her story to the front line for us to see. And I don't think she did it for money. I don't think she's doing this for attention. Let me go ahead and move to number two. I don't think this young lady, Miss Gina, is doing this to see if she can sue a few celebrities, and I don't think that's why she came out with her story. So those of you that might have that misconstrued so far, let's try to let's try to look at it from her perspective, because I don't want to say put yourself in her shoes, because you may have to look at it from a very real perspective. HIV AIDS can happen to just about anybody. And if you were educated right about about the two, I say two different categories of diseases, but we know there's like multiple STDs out here. And I've been saying it since 2020. I can't say it enough. Like, bro, it seemed like ever since the pandemic news was beginning to spread around the world and how that had been affecting people, COVID-19 viruses and things, you don't hear anything about any other sickness. We know that they exist because they existed long before COVID 19 was here. Stuff like the common flu, a cold, allergies, right? Allergic reaction to a bumblebee sting. You know what I mean? These are still things that people go through, just like people still contract, I guess, STDs and AIDS. So, number two on my list, why I respect her, is the time that we are living in, and she still took it upon herself. Like I say, I don't feel like she's doing it for money or for attention or for fame or to try to sue these guys. I think it was more to raise awareness. That's going to be like number two why I respect Miss Gina too, coming out with her story of how she was affected and how she probably doesn't know right now. She can't backtrack right now. She's trying to keep and save the little bit of life she got left. She don't have time to sit around and try to figure out where it came from. I saw her on the live video saying some of y'all were asking her, who did she get it from? That's not the first person you ask a person who just finds out they have HIV or AIDS. Or maybe I'm wrong. God damn, she just told y'all. Y'all are saying that she might have been associated with two celebrities by the name of Chris Brown and I'm sorry, Nick Cannon. But at the same time, the doctors were saying she's had it because of the state that her body was in. That stuff had been in her body for at least what they say anywhere from 5 to 10 years, and that's how it goes. But I thought I would get on here. I said this is the perfect opportunity to raise awareness about HIV and AIDS again, because in case people forgot, in 2022. Yeah, COVID-19 is not the only thing running around here. It just shifts my gears, guys, because everybody wants to sexualize everything. They want it. We've never were against the LGBT community. community, some of us could see that from a mile away. Like, come on, bro. Y'all do know that our actions, our bodily fluids, all of that can affect your health. Or are we not teaching this anymore? If you're going to push LGBTQ community, you also need to be teaching just as hard, pushing that same education and knowledge about sexually transmitted diseases and HIV and AIDS. It's sad that even in my generation, I don't know, we still see these type of cases, but I'm saying they're pushing this sexualized agenda, sex and everything, the commercials, the TV, the music, and then when these young babies coming up sick, because in case y'all don't know, this young lady Gina too is only 25 years old. That could be somebody's daughter. That could be somebody's niece, regardless of if she got it from Chris Brown or Nick Cannon or not. Y'all looking at the wrong picture. I think y'all only concerned about this woman's story in the first place because a few celebrities may have contracted it messing with her. It's crazy. Anybody get AIDS, contract AIDS, HIV to me. That's a very sad thing. And you know what? Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. It is actually currently raining cats and dogs where I am. I thought this was a perfect time to get on here. I was trying to get on here last night. It seems like within the past 72 hours, this young lady's story's been flying around here. And the reason it's taking me so long to get on here, I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. That story broke me down as if that was one of my little cousins, my little sister. And I saw in the comments some of y'all was telling the lady, we're not going to have sympathy for you because you're an Instagram model and that's the life you chose. What did you think came with that? And you're sleeping around, y'all. I want y'all to watch what y'all saying. Anyways, the lady number three, while I respect her, she comes out on Instagram and even tells us, look, I wasn't getting tested. The reason that this got into such a bad state, and I'm not a professional, like when it comes to the stages of HIV and AIDS, where I can break that down to somebody, but I understand enough of what she was trying to explain to us. She said, look, I wasn't going to get tested as frequently as I should have been doing. Oh, yeah, I can put that as three of my reasons of why I respect her. Because a lot of people ain't gonna even, they don't have enough guts to admit. I did a segment probably 3 weeks ago called Generation of Non-Correction. You know what I'm saying? It's so crazy because it still ties into what I'm talking about today. If nobody can ever correct you, then yeah, young Instagram moms, ladies, you can probably expect to end up with an STD or two, or maybe AIDS or HIV. The way you young people are moving out here today, man, and you don't want nobody correcting you, you can expect more tragic stories. And it's really sad. I said we can expect them. I'm actually one of the ones out here trying to um, lessen or decrease the chances of more, just unnecessary stories that happen with our young people that don't have to necessarily happen. 1 second, guys. The number fourth reason that I respect this IG model for coming out and telling us, you know what I'm saying, sharing her story with us. I believe that deep inside, when you get so close to death and you make it through something, regardless of what part of your health has been affected, you know that there's something you can tell people, to try to raise awareness. And, like I say, one of the main things she said is, look, guys, I wasn't even getting tested. So, therefore, I was very, very sick by the time I even checked into a hospital, to an urgent care to try to see what was going on with me. By this time, I was already weak. I could barely stand. I was severely dehydrated. That's what she was saying. So that's number four on my list of why I respect this Instagram model sharing her sensitive story with us when she didn't have to. And we never know. This stuff could have been leaked. Like, we don't know if she wanted to share her story or not. But for right now, sources are saying she voluntarily shares this information with us. She wants us to know what's going on. So I respect her for that. Number five, I didn't hear her personally on any Number five reason I respect her for telling her story, even if she know that she has spent time with celebrities like Nick Cannon and Chris Brown in the past 5 years before she was actually, found out that she had HIV or AIDS or whatever. Um, she's not out here, you know what I'm saying, looking for clout off of it. I respect her. So that's gonna be the number five reason I respect her for coming out and sharing her story. She not out here, it's not about them right now. And it's so funny, everybody else, the trollers, everybody on Instagram, Facebook, and stuff, they gonna probably make it. Like I say, that's probably the clickbait. That's probably what even get people interested in her story. But when I look at her story, I look at another young lady who's only 5 years younger than me, y'all. 5 years younger. She's very, very beautiful, and like I said, somebody's niece, daughter, cousin, or something. And that's sad, bro. Like she could find. She was. I don't know. Like y'all, it's so bad the state that she in. Which let me say this first: our prayers and condolences go out to you, Miss Gina, too, from the Crown Publishing Content family. Um, and then I heard that I could probably also find her on Instagram, so that's very interesting to know because I want to inbox. I know she's probably getting a flood of inboxes, but a lot of us are really hoping to see this young lady push through. Probably more ladies than anything. It doesn't matter, but I can understand why women, um, are reaching out to help this young lady and want to see this young lady overcome this battle. At this point, it doesn't matter if people be like, "What do you mean faith?" Hopefully faith, or it's going to take a miracle with this young lady. Well, miracles are still real. It's these type of stories when it hits close to home and it's your loved one, it's your grandpa, it's your great uncle, it's your cousin or sister that you want to see pull through something that looks absolutely impossible. So I don't have to know Miss Gina too personally to you know what I mean, want to see her pull through on the other side from the outside looking in, from my side that I'm looking in from. Yeah, we would like to see her overcome that. We would like to see her overcome that. Watch her grow. Watch who she grows into, even after learning about her new health status. You know, because what it is, she wasn't getting treatment or nothing at all. So you can help. You can expect people to pull through different sicknesses and situations. They're called miracles. And I believe, you know why I brought that up? Hold on, guys. I do believe this young lady pulled through, even if it was just long enough to get on Instagram, to get on TikTok, to get on YouTube and share her story. She lived long enough. She living right now. The doctor told her, had she not got to came in to get checked out when she did, she probably would have died. You think I don't think she's already a walking miracle? I wouldn't care what celebrity supposedly she could have got it from or gave it to. That's not what stood out to me when I first seen this story. I saw what y'all was looking at when this story came out. It's like, oh, she slept with Chris Brown and she's tied to Chris Brown and Nick Cannon. So what? Either way, regardless of who she's tied to, had in the past, don't y'all understand? That's kind of how this disease worked, where you had to have been with somebody. But why does it matter whether they were famous or not? Well, we're about to talk about this. I'm on number five of my reasons why I respect her of coming out with her story. But I'm gonna try to get through the whole ten reasons why I respect her. But I was trying to say something like it shouldn't matter whether the man, AIDS is AIDS. Whether the man that gave it to you was a rich celebrity or not. I hope we all remember that. Okay? And then, we were never just all against the LGBTQ community, but that's something we've always been aware of. Now, am I being biased? No. Uh, but a lot of gay people have contracted AIDS before, HIV. We want people to be careful out here. And all I'm saying is, ever since this COVID-19 pandemic started, that's all you mostly hear about. You want to go research something about STDs, cancer, any other sickness these days, you're probably gonna have to go research it or go just like talk to a doctor about it. But for the most part, Everybody just wants to make sure that you're highly aware and educated about COVID. That's it. When it's plenty of other stuff going around out here. And in case y'all didn't know, you can also contract COVID through. You can. They were saying that last year. They were saying you can contract COVID through sex. Really, I don't know. It's been a lot of weird stuff going on. But AIDS always been one of those weird diseases that I can almost call a plague sometimes because I don't know. People think that they can. It seems to not be an in between. You risk your life and you live a risky life when you sleep around with multiple people like that. We should all know. I mean, we should all know. You can't ever forget that. And you doing it unprotected, even if you're doing that there for a lifestyle, man. This for a career is what I meant to say. Because you got people out here that do it. And if you're doing that for a career, you make money just sleeping with people. I would hope that you're getting tested. Now we don't know if this what she was doing or not. I guess I can go ahead and bring up number six reason why I respect her coming out with her story because we don't know what all she did with her life. So I think that's wrong for them to have already tied some type of celebrity to her story, bro. She never said on camera that she was connected to these celebrities. Have y'all noticed that? They start pulling out video footages and proof and telling us in the media that she kicked it with them two guys before Nick Cannon and Chris Brown, but there's supposed to be another rapper and all of this too. See how like that really ain't even our business, y'all. But it would be the business of them if it is true. You need to let those men know. And hopefully those rich men on the level that they already on is going to get tested frequently. What y'all think? That's why it's not cool for an IG model to play with somebody that's already rich. To me, that rich person gonna always have money to go get the treatment he or she needs, go get the doctors and pay for the surgeries and stuff they need when they get sick. But this young lady was just a big IG model. Let me break this down first. Like a IG model, y'all just might have a big following, a lot of likes, a lot of hearts, and all of that type of stuff. They might actually do modeling they might actually be out here landing gigs as a model. But it don't always just mean you got a lot of money because you are a well-known IG model. I hope people. I'm just reminding people of something real quick. Y'all do know that, right? Like IG models ain't always they not at no level like rich. They just IG models a lot of times. You see? And we don't always know what they doing. So I hate that. Okay, let this woman tell her story. Y'all trying to hurry up and throw in there what celebrity she was with. What the heck? The media. So I said, well, I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna give 10 reasons I actually respect the young lady for coming out for her story with her story. That's personal. I'm sure when you find out you have HIV or AIDS. But you should be telling the people if it was Chris Brown and Nick Cannon, you should be telling them. But that's her business at the end of the day. If y'all not reaching out, helping this lady, seeing what she need, cause she is an everyday IG model, see where she is in her treatment and stuff like that. Y'all be bashing these ladies, cause it could be your daughter, your niece, all that too one day. If we don't continue to educate our young people about not just HIV and AIDS, but STDs. Then you got the abortion right laws changing and unborn child support, all these different things changing at the same time. And big IG models, we know Instagram is very popular and trendy right now in 2022. These are the type of stories that still come. Y'all done seen all type of stories on TikTok and Instagram by now, so I don't have to tell y'all. But Instagram and all of this stuff, it's the quickest way a story spreads around. Actually, a rumor, whatever you want to call it, or something in the headlines, social media, and it's so ironic. I can't compare her to Mr. Kevin Samuels anyway. It's just the state it's in, y'all. Why it make me sad? She could leave her very soon. Y'all got to go check the story out yourself. I'm not going to show the graphic pictures and content. The picture I got on my thumbnail of the young lady is a very nice picture of her. Everybody else, they showing the pictures where she was in the hospital here recently, and it just didn't look good. They're usually going to have a disclaimer preparing and warning you guys on her videos that she chose to share with us about her story. You know, so at the same time, I feel like things happen for a reason. More, we actually should see more people coming out with their stories. That's why I say I respect her. Just imagine how much more this is going around, though, y'all. Like during COVID, all they talk about is COVID-19. AIDS and HIV is still real out here. Oh my God! But when things open back up after the shutdowns and everything, it seemed like everybody just went back to their lives, what they was doing before they was on shutdown. But COVID wasn't nothing to play with either. But neither is HIV and AIDS. So it's like at the end of the day, look how we all slowly but surely, even if we should have already been doing it. But I'm telling y'all, the way these laws is changing and being updated, and we talking about with human lives anyway. When you talk about abortion and unborn child support and women out here getting mad because the man ain't take care of all his kids, people are beginning to speak up about these type of things. You got more fathers beginning to take custody of their own children out here. I see it with my everyday eyes, but I don't know if y'all don't see this or not. People are more speaking up about human rights right now for whatever reason, and they on different levels with it. We can't stand for every cause at one time. But you got a lot of people that they speak up now. Parents that was coming to the school board, man, when these mask mandates and vaccine mandates was going on at the schools, you had more parents than ever actually show up for PTA meetings with the school and district school boards. People are starting to speak up about things. So I respect the young lady for coming out actually sharing her story. And the little bit I can encourage the masses to also do the same. Chris Brown and Nick Cannon are not the victims here. They could be, but that's the don't you? I would say that's their business. If she slept with them, that's her job and business to tell those guys whether they're a celebrity or not. Like I said, AIDS and HIV don't care who got money, who don't. I'm just saying the people with money, they seem to have more of the treatment and everything, or uh more access to what they would need if they get in those type of situations. We can all bring up Magic Johnson and all of this. I don't even want to go there with that man's story. That was even a little before my time. But I heard what I heard about this story already. So some of us are kind of hoping for her to pull through this situation. Our prayers and condolences go out to the young lady, Instagram model or not. Anybody contracting that disease is terrible. But some of us was talking in the comments about her probably trying a natural herb route and how we can contact this young lady and let her know. So you got thousands, millions of people hearing this young lady's story because Chris Brown and Nick Cannon are two very big notorious stars. You know what I'm saying? They just done threw these men name out here because they probably ain't messed with this woman in years. Either one of them. Even she didn't know she was sick till recently. It's a very sad story to me, man. Because anybody can find out, like, later on that, they've had a sickness that they didn't know that they had. And we can deal with heart issues, liver issues, organ issues, of the blood issues, of the bones. She did say that they had to test her blood, her bones, just do a lot of tests because she was very ill, at the time that she came in. But she said that, number 7 on my list, why I respect her for coming out with that, yeah, she told us the procedures she's having to go through. They had to be very scary. We were saying we hope she have support, which I'm sure she does. Family, and everybody want to be there for somebody during some times like that. But we hope she pulls through, take care of herself better. That's good. She's saying the doctors now maybe they putting her on a treatment. A lot of people was trying to say when it's already in the AIDS stage though, sometimes that's a lost cause. Like I said, once again, I'm one of those that still gonna have hope for. We call them miracles out here. Like maybe she can just live with it or something. You know what I'm saying? Or like I said, there are herbal remedies have become very trendy again. And her researching and seeing, what it'll take for her, to take her blood, her system, her immune system, better. It's a lot of different stuff out here for the body. So it ain't a secret. A lot of people know, and a lot of people have been working on their health in different ways anyway. But remember to educate our young people out here for real, for real. I'm gonna be doing it more. Oh, y'all thought we was playing about sex, watch who you running with, laying with. Why has that become an unpopular topic? But then when we see these stories, we all say it took this one lady in 2022 sharing this story. Now it's been ladies come out over time too that came out on YouTube and different things and said, "Look, this is how I got AIDS." They just share their survival stories. I'll never be mad at somebody for that. That's bad. I can't do nothing but respect it. We gotta be. I'm bringing you in, Key Norfolk.
Hey, Smooth, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's a little low, so look, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hop off and come right back on.
Okay, I can hear you. Hey, it would be great to have a man's perspective on this thing real quick.
Okay, no problem. I can hear you. It's a little low. I think if I
Oh,
hop right off and hop right back on, it'll be better.
okay, cool.
I'm gonna do that real quick, real quick. Salutes to everybody.
Salutes. You guys go like and subscribe to the Key Norfolk podcast YouTube channel in 2022 if you haven't already. We like to get on here and do these video discussion topics because I feel like more of anything, I'm nobody to speak on her situation, but it's a great time to begin to advocate again for young people that may not be educated about these things when it comes to sexual transmitted diseases and also AIDS and HIV. Are you there?
Oh yeah, I'm here. Can you
Can
hear
you
me?
hear me better now?
Oh yeah, much better.
I told everybody to go like and subscribe because, see, sometimes they come back and listen to it later to go like and subscribe to your channel. Uh,
I appreciate that.
yes, it's the
Yeah,
Key Norfolk podcast, right? YouTube channel.
yeah. Thank you so
Uh,
much. Yeah, I'm gonna
you can
make
share that
sure
link.
I share the video, the stream for you too. Did you mind rephrasing the question? I'm sorry.
Yes, have you heard about the story about the young lady, man, who came out recently and shared her story that she has contracted? At this point, it's at AIDS level. By the time she
Oh
got to
wow.
the hospital, she's an IG model. And
Oh
they
wow.
say she's affiliated with Nick Cannon and Chris Brown.
Oh
And I'm
wow.
like, let's first take a second to appreciate this woman for even coming out with a story. Like, this woman is 25 years old, beautiful Instagram model.
Mm.
But she might not have the money like Chris Brown them got to just go get treatment, even if they do have it. Uh, but it would be her job to let these men know if she did sleep with them in secret. It's a big story on IG right now, friend.
Yeah. Nah. You know what you saying is you know what you speaking on. Uh, and
That's why it's
every
better to be married and have that one person. I hate to jump
yeah.
straight to that.
Well, yeah. You know, well, it's better to always take care of yourself at all costs. You
Mhm.
know, a lot of people do things that they do have the free range to do. Um, but it's not all the ways what you do is how you do it. And it's just certain things that
You cut out there a little bit. Now they were trying to say this is how Easy E died. I don't know. But HIV and AIDS ain't went nowhere. It's always been very real. And I said,
Um,
well, go ahead, go ahead.
I do believe in you know, STDs because we have our our root chakra. You know what I'm saying? Just like we got our heart chakra. So just like we can have heart disease and all that, it's an important issue. I feel like that gets skipped over, and I don't think we look
Because
at how
people
deep it
scared of
is.
it. People
Yeah, the way
scared of it.
I appreciate you. You know, I don't know if it's going over everybody's head or you know they just looking into the entertainers more than the real information that you bring in.
That's what
That's
I was talking
serious.
about when you said it. I said when this story came out, y'all more looking at the fact that she slept with Chris Brown and Nick Cannon possibly. We'll never know. We don't know this IG model like that or them celebrities, but we do know celebrities have it bad with sleeping with a bunch of women too. You see?
Yeah, you know, you hear the
How did how
stories.
did how did Magic Johnson supposedly get it? They say Easy E had, but we gotta know there's millions and thousands of more cases than the ones we just heard about. It's a scary topic.
Yeah,
She
you know,
even admitted she wasn't going to get tested like she should have been. And baby, you on Instagram showing everything. Every time I
yeah, the
gotta
biggest.
kind of speak on it, you know?
Mhm. You do, and you know what?
Why you
Because
ain't getting tested? If
a
you
lot
on
of people,
OnlyFans, you need to be tested.
a lot of people won't say nothing because they don't want to be embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? That
Now,
be the
ain't that a
main thing.
crime? Ain't that a crime to know and not tell people? I gotta raise awareness. I'm
Hmm.
reminding our younger generation out here, and even us older ones that still live sedentary lifestyles. We do casual sex. Is that what they call it? Be
I,
careful out here. They was saying you could
I,
get COVID through sex. I don't know if people remember that.
I just don't believe in you know, I don't believe everybody's supposed to just be giving their energy to
Man,
everybody
they have
like
orgy
that.
parties, three ways, porn. It's a bad sexual culture in America right now. Really, everywhere. Everybody knows sex sells.
Oh man,
It's a great
I
awareness
didn't know
topic. It's a
that.
great awareness topic. They put it in every commercial now. Some type of sex joke. You know, but if I'm not gonna say if it's right or wrong, but it seems right to also educate people on the other side, the penalties that can come with sex if you're not careful indulging in this act or activity, especially young people.
Right.
You already got teen pregnancies going on because Instagram has made the percentages go higher somehow.
That's a fact.
How the hell more young people pregnant because Facebook and Instagram exist now, and Twitter and Snapchat? Nobody wants to talk about it. But we do. And now they talking about unborn child support. The woman can go file child support while she's pregnant.
Mm.
All this to me, I might be tripping. It seemed like it tied together somehow. Like
Well, you know, it all play in on uh, the
we
social.
gotta start watching our bodies. Straight if you supposed to be doing it anyway, I ain't gonna never deny that. But some people might still need to hear, you know. Now you know as a woman you should have been going to get tested since you an IG model. She's still living, friend, but it's sad because she, you know how AIDS is, bro. She could still pass her. And I wanted her to know on my channel, we hoping for her to pull through and everything. And thank you for sharing your story, you know. But let's raise awareness. Maybe that's why she shared it. Why we looking at the celebrities? Boy, people better wake up. Like, oh man, Chris Brown and Nick Cannon, yeah, bro. Let's face it. Superhead did a book a long time ago talking about a bunch of celebrities she slept with. She wasn't talking about AIDS and all that. They was talking about Usher and herpes about 3 years ago. They just be mad because the people they idling, they find out they sick and they still human. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they say Easy E died of age. We don't know. You still there? Yes, guys.
You
This
hear me?
really. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. See, I thought you could hear me the whole time. I'm just talking in the back.
We can hear you now. We can hear you now. Hey, did Easy E die of AIDS though?
That's what they say.
Hmm.
That's what they say. There was a lot of rumors about that. It was a lot of rumors that he was injected with it.
Hmm.
Uh, with so many rumors and conspiracies behind it, it's kind of hard to tell. But um, none of that negates the fact that we need to be bringing more awareness with this issue with these children because they'll contract the STD and won't tell nobody because they'll be
You
scared or
talking about
ashamed.
boys or girls or both?
I'm saying both. Just a child, period. Or may not have nobody they can go to with some stuff like that. It can make a situation worse to where they won't be able to have children or. So I'm
They
rocking
used to
with you.
talk about sexual awareness in school, I think, in like middle school. I don't
But
know if
see,
they still do that, puberty and all of that.
they used to. I kind of think the whole sex talk thing should be done
At
uh
home first.
at home with the
Uh-huh.
parent. Yeah, I don't really think nobody should be talking to nobody else child about straight sex, no kind of sex. You know what I'm
Straight
saying?
up. Now I ain't gonna lie, my mama showed us a long time ago when it come to STD. Thank you, mom. She did a great job. We probably thought she was crazy then. Like, why are you showing us this? But we was old enough. I know I was probably like 16 at the time. That's probably even later. But my siblings was a little younger, and I want to show y'all this is real. YouTube was out back then.
Right,
Doctors have these pictures posted for anybody that want to go see anytime. You can go to like webmd.com or just Google different STD names or HIV and AIDS. Educate yourself out there so that you can educate your children. You got a lot of adults that ain't doing it right. I've been saying that from the beginning, and they watching us. That all count too. If you're gonna have LGBT community classes now, because that's a new part of culture,
right.
and they've made this they talking about having these classes in school as young as elementary. Teach that side of it too. That's all we saying.
Hmm.
You pushing the agenda and everything else, the Disney movies, that ain't
Yeah,
cute. If y'all got a bunch of people sitting in the hospital with monkeypox and STDs, probably even new ones. If COVID strands change, STD strands sure do change and evolve. Now, what we mostly know is like for most STDs, they have something that can clear it up. The difference between stuff like syphilis, HIV, AIDS is stuff that, you could be stuck with for life if you're not careful. But what I'm trying to make people aware of is you can't just, well, they have something I can go get to clear this up. Strands of viruses change and bacterias and funguses. You
right.
might end up with something they can't get rid of.
That's a fact. And I use the ice tray analogy when it comes to a strand. Because a strand, when it gets strained, it becomes a strand. So I look at the DNA strand as a ice tray. So
Mm,
if I got a white ice tray and this time I put red Kool-Aid in it that stain that ice tray, man, that shit ain't gonna never come all the way out of there. You see what I'm saying?
right.
And that's how it be. It just depends upon whether it flow over into the blood. And once it's
Mm,
flow over into the blood, then it start to feed whatever organ depending upon whatever chamber
I
is
don't know if
crumbling
you
in
can
the
look the story up or show it on your screen, but this
uh,
baby got so little, like she's practically skin and bones, and she like 25, bro. That ain't funny for them to go straight to the celebrity side of this. Like, let's focus on her sharing her story right now and the help this
right.
young lady might need. Which some people are trying to help. We salute y'all out there that's been reaching out to her. They say they've been reaching out to her Instagram messenger, and you know when something go viral, you might get people to actually reach out to you. One of them type of stories. It's still sad though. Which a lot of them just on her ass, like, yeah, you got to be responsible and woo woo woo. But that's what made me think this is a great time to start back raising awareness about those things. For sure, it's always been a good time. COVID came out, you didn't hear nothing else about HIV/AIDS. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something. Dallas at one time was like a capital of it. You know that, right? Places like Atlanta, this stuff ain't changed. People have to look those statistics up. Places in the U.S. alone where HIV/AIDS percentages is very high. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you right.
Know these things before you travel and just be laying up with everybody. You know what I'm saying?
I'm finna log in with my laptop and then I'll share the screen for you. I got like
Okay, her name is Gina Two. Two is spelled Tew.
okay, hold on one second. Let me let me get on here. Yeah, I do that for you.
Some of them
Salute to
STDs
everybody.
scary. Salutes. Some of them STDs scary. You have warts and all. Like, do I gotta show this? It's education.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, it's scary. It should be scary. It need to be scary.
Even if you're gonna be polygamous and all that, everybody needs to be tested. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all running getting COVID tests and everything else.
Right.
These kids finna go to
It's keep.
college in August, and this
Oh
story
yeah.
came out just in time. Like I feel like
Oh
she lived through that to for us to look at that. It's all over Instagram.
yeah. I'm gonna come in on the laptop and then we'll get the stream shared.
Okay, I might gotta let you back in, huh? I'ma just keep
Nah,
talking
I'm
on the top.
a It
Oh,
should be
okay.
coming in now.
I'ma just keep talking on the topic, but just cause they closing down Planned Parenthood and all that, y'all, and doing this with abortion, you can still take your young ladies to be checked out. Cause he's right. Your young people might not always tell you what you know what I'm saying, what they doing behind the scenes and what they got going on. You know, as parents, you have to check on those adolescents, and urgent care and clinics are still out here where you can go get these babies tested. Now, if you grown, you should be doing that at least twice, 3 times a year. If you know that you are sexually active, it don't matter how basic the topic seems. People always need to people always need to be reminded of this because something like HIV can turn very fatal very quick. Some people it's longer, but one thing's for sure, it goes through its stages. And once you just first get HIV, it might just lie dormant and things like that. Sometimes these people don't know. But reminding you guys too, it's a whole crime if people find out and want to take you to court for that and you knew, because there's videos out here and people just incriminate themselves now with social media too. It's kind of crazy at the same time. They just be on there talking. They'll tell you they willingly or knowingly gave people stuff because they be bitter and angry about the situation. So just be careful out here, guys. Protect yourself. COVID ain't the only thing that's going around out here. You still got STDs and all of this that's still real. And it's probably even worse. Just look at the state of our society. I hope to hear that more people go get tested after this story. Most definitely. that they're checking on their health regularly, that they're making their families go do it, even husbands. This is another thing, or even just boyfriends and significant others. Women too, but I'm starting with this from a perspective anybody can understand. When we cheating and doing all of this in secret as well, like breaking it down on every side, not just to the young people, you still have those stories and cases where somebody brought something back home, and it's unfortunate for the spouse that was actually being committed, or for the person in that relationship that was actually, keeping what they should have kept at home at home. It lessens and decreases your chances of bringing it and taking your family through that. Because, like I said, the HIV always gonna go through its stages too, and it's certain that it could turn into full blown AIDS. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, sis. What's her name again? So I can type it in.
Gina, Gina, and then TEW.
Gina TEW. Okay, and do you hear a playback happening right now?
Not right now, right now.
Okay, let me figure that out.
I got to start learning how to pull this screen up. It's better than just talking, but they can always go look up. That's her name, y'all. She's a young Instagram model. The baby only 25. It makes me so sad. 5 years younger than me. And this can happen to anybody. But the stages of HIV went into AIDS out of nowhere. She got very sick. She decided to come out with her story. It's possible she did have ties to Chris Brown and Nick Cannon. That's what everybody, y'all, somebody gonna tell me, yeah, Nick Cannon have been looking sick. I say, y'all crazy. I can name a lot of celebrities been looking sick though lately. It's just crazy. You never know what it is. Now with Bootsy, I think he deal with like diabetes and different things. But we never really know what these people going through. They tell us things sometimes. But they was saying Chris Brown, Chris Brown looks sick. It's really not funny. Are we paying attention? You can't idolize a celebrity just because they're, I don't know, y'all know how they go, because they're rich and they got millions of followers. What do you think a IG model is? The young lady that was just affected by this, she had probably millions of followers. Her name is Gina too. We finna try to pull up for y'all. And I believe she's still on there actively, on her account, and it's a blessing that she's even still alive, able to move around and talk to us on social media. We was talking about 10 reasons we respect her, coming out with her story, but it has just come out in the past 72 hours that these celebrities could have also been linked. I don't know what they mean by that word, because it depends how long ago, how many more people she done slept with by the end, how many more people they done slept with by then. Look how that has to go.
Hey sis,
Mm-hmm. What is it doing now?
can you spell that last name for me one more time?
TEW, I believe. Like it's Filipino or
Okay.
like she's Asian.
Can you see the screen?
Not yet. It's still just on the screen
Okay,
with the
yeah.
podcast. We on StreamYard. They do things. Got to start pulling that Zoom up on here. Zoom is probably better. It's sad, us coming up having people. I know people done lost people to that. It hurts the family too when they know, how you left her. Just things we want to spur them from going through if we can, and we can do our parts. It's just being educated, and then after that, it's your choices. I mean, are you protecting yourself? And even with protection, just educating ourselves, y'all, because something like HIV, I think it could be transferred through saliva, blood. This is never an old conversation. Anytime you're talking about your health. Rest in peace, Dr. Sebi. But there's lots of herbalists out here. Like it's just become another trendy, I don't want to say profession, but where people do this full time, y'all. When you on social media, don't be on there just burning time. It's people out here educating you on, drinks, vegetables, fruit, not just all this food prepping and all that. That's cool too, guys. But I'm talking about things that help your your health. They're herbalists. You may find yourself having to switch your whole diet for 2, 3 years. Something going on with your arteries or your liver. But that HIV, I'm just saying for us to remember that it got to be something natural out here a person can take, because to sit here and just put all of our faith, even today, in just mainstream doctors and nurses doesn't seem wise at all. When this whole herbalist and natural ways that you can help yourself, and people have been saying this, but they're definitely marketing their services and stuff. There's even markets out here that sell stuff now. We're not just stuck at this current time. Take care of yourself and educate people. Educate your young people. Make sure you're talking to the young men in the family and stuff. It ain't just making a million babies and having babies everywhere. It's also a lot of sick women apparently and sick men, but they not saying nothing. They don't want people to know, and it's selfish. You're embarrassed, but at least tell the people you slept with what what is going on. And the sad part about it, a lot of people ain't gonna find you, locate you after years, and let you know what they just found out about. It's very scary. But we live in amidst a time of sex culture and LGBT, and spread the love, and everybody get it in whenever. It's just crazy. Whether you're religious or not, any country, any nation you with, you move wrong, you can find yourself with HIV or AIDS. I noticed that. The human alone has to take care of his anatomy, take care of himself, mentally, spiritually, physically, all that. Something like stress can make you very, very sick. That can make you lose weight, make you make you look sick. Just depression. You got to check on people. You still there? I thought we was gonna get the screen pulled up for you guys, but y'all can go Google her anytime. It's millions of videos on YouTube up here about her already, and just that story at this current time in history. But it's so funny. I thought I would bring that out. HIV, AIDS ain't never went nowhere. According, actually, if anything, they want us to believe there's never been a cure. It's an interesting topic. And that means even through a pandemic and other strands of viruses and bacteria and stuff going around, you have to be, if anything, more vigilant, more watchful, more observant and knowledgeable about what's going on around you, what somebody could just possibly be carrying, and treat every situation like that. And it's been a weird way to live since the pandemic came out, 6 feet apart and all of this. But cool. A lot of us had families going into this, which is even better. You got a family, keep it at home. It's gonna be better for you, for the spouse, the significant other, or others, because people have different situations out here. But definitely, everybody needs to be getting tested. I remember the days when before the pandemic. See, now you're gonna see COVID-19 tests tents everywhere on the corners. The mobile pharmacies and that. I ain't gonna say pharmacists, but they be like, they had those medical mobile things that you used to could come get. You could either get pregnancy tests or you could get HIV tested. And these people used to be where I'm from. They used to be out, I think, like every weekend on the corners. Shout out to Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. Like, what happened to that? And I think even then it was hard to probably get people to come in there and get tested, because y'all out, like y'all on open streets and in neighborhoods. Nobody wants to be seen going in there getting tested. But that's my point. Forget what people see or what they think. This is your health involved, and people being embarrassed to come out and tell the truth when they do test positive, for something serious like that. Magic Johnson, just another one we want to respect at the end of the day. When somebody come out and tell us their stories, y'all supposed to be fans 1 minute. Now you hear this about R. Kelly, or you hear this about Chris Brown and Nick Cannon and a woman that they might have slept with, who's now coming out with a story about full blown AIDS. You know what I'm saying? Let's 1 minute we fans, we hear stuff like this, we like, oh, it's like, no, bro, when people come out and share this type of sensitive stuff with us, let's show, even as fans and commoners, that we do have sense. Let's appreciate these people for sure. The more they actually share with us, it's insanity anyway to forget a whole celebrity or somebody on another platform or status is still human. If they not taking care of themselves, really, let me remind y'all too, it only take one. You ain't got to be the type of person that sleep around. It could take that one person, that one time you messed up, that one, it could be your first time, or it could be you. Like I say, you're not even the type of person to sleep around. People have stories like that out here. they laid down that one time with that person overseas, but I'm not going to be biased. I'm just saying that story I seen before it went viral too. This lady contracted it overseas somewhere. The man wrote her a note telling her he gave it to her. But like I say, that's another ball game when you know. Also, look at that with the story, guys. This young lady, once she did find out, did go ahead and, okay, boom, I'm sharing my story. Because look, at this point, I almost died. And I'm showing y'all everything with it. A person, I've heard all kind of opinions about this story at this time. One person say, no, the day a woman tell me that, or that she found out, how he would feel about it. He feel like he was, that his mind would resort straight to violence because people's reactions to certain news about this type of sickness, guys, and their stories out here, just go Google the information. It's called research. Where people did snap because somebody tried to come back and tell them, look, but like I say, this is what doctors are going to tell that person that they just diagnosed to do. They're going to tell them, look, you probably need to go back and find communication with everybody that you have slept with in the past 5 years, 10 years, 1 year, whatever it is, and tell them that. Or sometimes they might ask you, do you have an idea of where it came from? Now with Miss Gina's story, she gave a different, it's hard for a person, even just being 25, to sit back and try to retrace where it came from, especially. And I don't think she was trying to admit or nothing that she was sleeping around. If anything, yes, she never denied. They were saying, one of them, she was saying she don't know why people saying she slept with him, but one of them, she ain't denying she slept with. But I don't want to make the conversation about that. I want to make it about how this is a great learning lesson. Like I say, regardless of who she slept with, celebrity or not, Instagram model or not, AIDS is still going to be the same AIDS on the next human that it is on the next. You know what I'm saying? The difference is, do you have the money like these big celebrities to keep treatments going, to probably even get the best treatment going? Some people in the comments out there were saying, I know people with HIV or AIDS look full blown healthy, full blown weight on them. But that's why they always gonna tell you that it's quicker to catch it earlier, because when it begins to go in those stages, what do we mean, guys, when we say catch it earlier? We mean actually going in, being tested, getting tested as frequently as possible. So, like, for example, even if you are a faithful woman, right? Like you so faithful, you married at this point, and you just keep it at home at the end of the day. And it just looks like with all the changes, more women are still the accountability still falls back on us in a way, ladies. Like, yeah, we're the life birthers and the life givers and stuff like this, but taking more accountability, because we know that even before life is formed in us, we eggs are fertilized. There's a certain way that this is happening, and before we're even getting in these processes, before we're even beginning to take the steps to put ourselves in these positions. Yeah. And it's crazy. It's a discussion everybody don't want to have. But if you are the type of person that's just like sleeping around out here, you should have, I ain't gonna say a stack load, but yeah, just like a whole bunch of records of medical history and medical, like the last time you've been, your tested status, know the last person you slept with, those type of things. Keeping awareness raised about that. I mean, a young person could take something out of this topic here today, and even an older topic. That's how I wanted to talk about it, where either side can see how serious this is. You're not going to feel 100% secure in yourself. Even if you love yourself, you're not going to feel that way. That's another thing. Like, the body changes. It changes as you get older as well. Having this conversation, you know what I'm saying? If I was having this with an older person, look at it this way. It's already going through hormonal changes, different changes as it is. And then uh when you get older, you really have to begin to start taking care of your health, because you have your heart, your blood pressure, things like this. You got to begin to watch as it is. Okay, then they're talking about strands of viruses as it is. And monkeypox, in case y'all didn't know, has been spreading actually much worse, to the point where they all of a sudden already have a vaccine for monkeypox. We're going to keep talking about HIV and AIDS, though, as long as they want to keep talking about they don't have a cure for it. So now we got to remain educated at all times, remain knowledgeable, remain raising awareness. I'm probably really late with this because the agenda, like I said, of sex and everything has been here. We got whole young people out here seeing this. Young people will tell you today, I've heard a few of them. I'm talking about like maybe adolescent years, who feel like their generation of young people, maybe 25, between 18 and 25, 16 and 25, is lost right now. Whatever their version of lost means. Like, I feel like my generation is lost. And it's crazy to hear a young person say that between the ages of 16 and 25. And it shows too. It shows through, the type of things we see with them. Maybe they feel like they don't have guidance or nobody to speak. We should always have platforms that is educating our kid. Mainstream media and education systems should never be the only things educating our kids anyway. The music, what they watching, they can't be like, what are we teaching them? It's so much as women and young ladies as it is that we have to be aware of, on guard about, uh, as it is. That's okay, ladies. We adding some more on them, because it's true. A lot of the accountability and responsibility does kind of fall back on us at the end of the day. Not just when we talk about pro-life and bringing kids into the world. Like I said, watching how you end up in that situation, end up in that process to begin with. Because yes, making a baby is a process. We know what it takes for when the natural birthing process happens. Anyway, when natural sex happens and a baby is made, and there are those cases too. I hope people begin to go research and Google more stuff today. After her story comes out, oh, it's already out, but over the next 2-3 weeks, people will begin to research more. They forgot. They forgot. That's all it is. That HIV and AIDS is real, and people gonna still come out with them stories. Whew. I think hers is going so viral because that was her profession, guys. IG model. I said I forgot that is a profession for some people out here. But now your story done leaked out a little bit because you're an IG model, but and I don't know if y'all caught this part of the story when I was talking about it, but it's not like she knew, like she's coming out and saying. She got gravely sick and lost lots of weight out of nowhere in a time span of like a week or two. That's why she rushed to the ER. See how that can happen? They say this stuff can lie dormant for 5, 10 years. That should make anybody think about their life. If you ain't been married to 5 and 10 years and y'all wasn't just together with each other, everybody needs to think about this. You know, and it don't matter what status of human you think you are. Even the politicians, big money guys out there think they, and they bodies out here in any and everything. They got to think about it too. Once again, when they have money, they can afford these treatments and whatever they got going. So ain't nobody finna ever tell me personally in life I can't look off into a herbalist or a natural way to heal myself if I were to get sick, because HIV and AIDS is not the only grave ill sickness out here. If you're not taking care of yourself, or if you don't get yourself on some type of, diet program routine that you're doing to help, you know, fix your health. It's crazy, y'all. Yeah, nobody's gonna make me feel like, and I know y'all heard about this. Is kind of off topic for a second. The Amish farmer that who came in, somebody came, the police, the FBI came in and seized this guy's plants. Him and his wife had like a homestead type of farm, where they owned all their vegetables and everything. They owned the land and everything. That was viral here within the past week because they came in and seized all these people food. I think his chickens. What else did they take? Some of y'all might know about the story already, but you can look up. He was an Amish guy. Y'all know how they call him, the Amish community, AMISH. And it frightened a lot of people because it made people wonder, why would they come in and take, you know what I'm saying? They come and taking food now. We heard about farms and meat houses and other stuff burning already, but all the shipping containers sitting over there. We already knew that was going on when it came to food, but why would they come on somebody's personal property land and ever talk about reasons? I think to come to find out, it was some type of paperwork they was trying to say he needed, and it didn't have to do with his land at all. And I don't think the food, but his argument was, no, you're not gonna anything. If I paid for these chickens, if I paid for these cows or whatever it is on the farm y'all trying to take, no. And this is how the Amish do live their life. If we research it, and probably certain other cultures, even when they hear it, they feel like you can't tell me what papers to have to be able to grow these on my land. That's his whole argument right now. I think the man is going to fight it. But with her, if she survives that, I'm trying to tell y'all, I can see it from a mile away. She did not come out with this story to try to sue these brothers or get money or put the celebrities in her story. The media did that. A lot of people already starting to see it. Like, how y'all gonna throw Chris Brown and Nick Cannon in it? And now they getting all this, everybody, they get more and more views and publicity off of this story, but it has really nothing to do with them. She the one sick, showing y'all all this vulnerable stuff, how she could barely stand up in the hospital. She was so weak. This ain't no game. And it hurt me to keep sitting back watching people live any kind of way. Anyway, now everybody mad about abortion law changes. I never said abortion was right or wrong. I always minded my business. People been getting abortions. So it's just crazy. Like, but if we was watching what we was doing in the first place, like I said, living any kind of way, you had no reason to go down there and get one. But there are those special cases, as we know, ladies, there are those special cases where, yeah, there's a rape that happened or different reasons. It got to do with your health, why they might decide that taking a baby is the best thing, the best option for your health and stuff. And people decide to go with different options. Sometimes they keep the baby, even though it threatens their health. I've seen it all. And women have died giving birth, and not just at home, right there at the hospital. Blood pressure got too high. That ain't a game either. So once again, not living any kind of way. That, because I used to didn't understand that when on the men's side of things and the way they viewed it, they would say, well, she should have kept her legs closed. With any situation out here, that's probably gonna be the first, go-to response when it comes to a woman and something she's in resentment about, a choice she made in life, whether a baby came out of it, a STD, whatever it is, or the man end up cheating. Oh, ladies, I was talking about that earlier. Like, for you to just have a conscience and sit back and know a man is full blown, not just cheating on you, but messing with 8, 9 other women. That's why you see a lot of women walk away from these situations. It ain't that we can't handle polygamy living and that we don't know he got 9 other, like, now sometimes it is love keeping you tied to that situation, ladies, but we talking about a time too where an IG model just came out and said, look, I found out way later on, I didn't even know I had HIV. I got AIDS. Now she wasn't married, but I'm saying it's even dumber to be married and know, or in a very committed relationship and know you just like, I'm gonna put up with this, bro. You are jeopardizing your health. I'm just gonna speak the truth about it. That's even with COVID-19 out here, you jeopardizing your health. You don't know where he been, who all you know enough, but you just choosing to stay in that situation. I'm not trying to break up homes out here, but we have to be wise because you can get you a man that'll keep that right at home. These are just facts. But you rather jeopardize your health because he might not tell you everything. And the same thing go with a woman. If a man got a feeling that's been going on, or he just got to a place where it's been going on off and on so long, he just put up with it because they married. Ain't nobody got time to be playing with their health like that, like that no more. We constantly separating. Every time we separate, you got 5, 10 females. Like, that is nasty. First of all, what happened to the old school people that I mean, am I just old school? That's nasty. They don't look players. None of that is cute to me. Mackish, you just got 5 to 10 different women and you messing with all of them for no reason. Now that shows you have an appetite and stuff like that too, but it's unsanitary. Cause I know you're not asking these 5 to 10 women for test reports before you sleeping down, before you laying down with them. And just encouraging people to begin to do that again. Now we know that in the beginning stages of meeting a person, you're usually asking them a lot of questions about themselves anyway. Sometimes you're not, but if y'all gonna do this casual stuff, what y'all call them, F buddies and all this different stuff too, you need to be asking for, when the last time you been to the doctor? What's your test result status? You'll be surprised that a lot of grown folks don't know. Just ask them. Or they ain't been they ain't been in years. It scares me. I said, man, I don't know if it's for good or bad because I know I live amongst this new age American culture, and it's like kind of popular or trendy to actually have hoes. That never went nowhere. People always thought that was cool. Having hoes didn't just mean have hoes. I mean, there's different ways to kind of explain what having hoes means. But there are those that actually, they have sexual interaction with each and every one of those hoes. It's crazy. So it's not our business until a person think they finna do that and then come back and give you something. No, you choosing to live your stupid life like that because you got an appetite. Now they say too much of anything can hurt you. Too much, that means too much sugar, too much caffeine. They've been saying that for years. Too much perfume, that's gonna hurt somebody. Because they say too much of anything can be what's that? It's just like gluttony, greed. Nobody needs that much sex, but if you do, you better off with that one person that you can also trust. It ain't just about it being one person. It defeats the odds if that one person is going to sleep with 20 people though behind your back. You see what I'm saying? So not just everybody gonna tell you it's better to be one person to be married. I'm telling you that too, but I'm telling the backup part of it too. It defeats the purpose if that one person though is not as committed as you think. These young babies too that be molested in different things. That's why we get so angry about these stories and we advocate for young people the way we do too. Because it ain't just them being violated that way. Are you giving that young man or woman something while you sitting up there violating them? You probably giving them something. And a lot of these babies end up pregnant. But like we discussed earlier, I asked a question: could social media possibly have a lot to do with the increase we have seen in teen pregnancy? And they even got what you call, like, young people are catching domestic violence cases, God, like not just assault cases and violent charge cases. They catching, you know, I guess they imitating what they see. But at the same time, I said what I said. Hold domestic violence charges. Domestic violence is like you beating on your girl, or your girl busting out your windows, and oh yeah, that's going on big time these days, and it's all over social media videos. Is social media, when I say affecting women's health, that's what I'm talking about. Now you got AIDS and HIV percentages rising. You got abuse cases rising. All of a sudden, when social media is when viral videos are a real part of society, this is what's happening. I bet it's more women out there with STD. We know that with STDs alone. If these AIDS stories coming out, but nobody wants to really talk about it. They want to talk about how these celebrities are tied to this one. That doesn't matter, celebrity or not. Like I said, it's potent for anybody to get HIV or AIDS. Who cares that Chris Brown and Nick Cannon may be involved? But like I said, I ain't trying to be messy. I heard a few people say Chris Brown and just so happened the two men they brought up and Nick Cannon have been looking sick lately. It's sad. It's sad. So what we got to do, see it with the celebrities firsthand, judge them before we think about our own lives. Don't get so caught up in these stories that you don't remember how to take care of your health. Yes, Biden supposedly has cancer. Our president. That's just how much more we got to see. I guess you ain't got to consider him a celebrity, but that's another one. That's showing y'all being human is here. He's supposed to have cancer and something else going on. I think he caught COVID, but Biden gets sick too. What y'all mean? We talking about sexually transmitted diseases though, and HIV and AIDS. It's very sad. Why they talking about AIDS and syphilis is the worst it can get? I was just saying earlier, I think it's STDs out here that make people look like it's some scary stuff. I do it. I take it upon myself to continue to educate young people. Stuff have you out here looking like a star crunch, just warts, and to me that's scarier than HIV. And I think that one is permanent too. I forgot what it's called. I think herpes. This ain't no game. But you just want to get down with whatever he tell you to do for love. You know how they call them pygmies? I ain't gonna call it that, but you got a lot of just vulnerable women. Like, deep inside this man, not only is he experienced, he still got 10 other women on the side. That's your health you want to play with, but nobody wants to jump straight to that. They too busy trying to prove this and that, keep a man. So they continue to put their own health in jeopardy. That's another thing. You got all this online dating, social media. They got a whole show called Catfish, I think. But I'm gonna say back in my day, back in my younger day, I remember shows like The Fifth Wheel, Cheaters. I really used to like The Fifth Wheel though, but I'm just thinking over the course of time, shows turn into like Blind Date, The Fifth Wheel, to real life social media dating, like, or online dating, or fucking, what do they call them? They like these phone chat things. What they call it? Chat line. They got chat line, speed dating, online dating, singlepeoplemeet.com, and social media. Social media, what people do is just jump in each other inbox. Let's talk real about it. They jump in each other inbox. You don't need shows like Cheaters and Blind Date and stuff like that no more, where you just see other people kind of do the stupid shit. People are doing it themselves now on social media. They get in each other inbox, and there are a lot of, shout out to those that have got married, found a boo, found a lifelong future on the internet. I'm just making little jokey jokes, but let's look at it, because it don't turn out good for everybody. And we're talking about STDs and how this stuff has increased since the internet and the age of social media and all of that. You know what I mean? People get in each other inbox. So, like I said, some people actually did find great significant others on the internet and through speed dating sites and all of this type of thing on the internet. Some people though end up with an STD. They end up with AIDS. I'm gonna tell you why. Because meeting somebody on the internet has never been 100% safe. Meeting somebody on social media has never been 100% safe. Meeting somebody on blackpeoplemeet.com, christiansingles.com, even if it's called christiansingles.com, will never be 100% safe. So we know that there's predators out there, and when you say predators, there's all kind of predators. You got the ones that's probably looking for minors. You got the ones that's looking for certain type of women. You got the ones also that's walking out here carrying diseases or carrying and know they carrying it. And then what do? How do they lure in victims to spread it to? Oh, they're on these online social media dating apps, or they're just on social media waiting to lure in somebody to victimize. And this type of victimization is different. This is why it's a crime to begin with, to knowingly I ain't gonna say inject or infect, because sometimes it might not just happen the first time, but to some people it only took that one time. Back to this one-on-one education when we talk about HIV and AIDS. And how many advocates, a lot of people do this. Once they know that they have contracted it, they become what you call advocates, where they go and speak about how they are beginning to live their lives, how they're still trying to have some type of normalcy about themselves, and still live their lives with HIV and AIDS. And they oftentimes try to advocate to young people how to protect themselves, how to not pretty much end up in their situation. So I love and respect anybody that is on that path in light of a journey to continue to make people aware of what it's really like to live with these things and how it is preventable. At the end of the day, it's preventable. And it's so scary that there's no in between. It's preventable, or you put yourself at risk. Because when you're having sex, each and every time you do it, that's practically what you're doing. And this is why people probably would prefer. Remember, there used to be a respect in something called virginity, young ladies, Instagram models, even as a model, even as an actor, even as a video vixen. There was a respect once upon a time when you still had your virginity. I know we living in a new age, but even I can go back and remember there was a time where that was like very notably honored. Like, what? You still a virgin? Okay. But the concept of meeting a virgin woman, ladies, is probably to end up essentially at the end of the day with a virgin man. That's gonna be the best thing for a virgin woman. We talking about preventing STDs, HIV, and AIDS though. That's the best thing for a woman. Like, a virgin woman needs to end up with a virgin man. Now, I'm not saying that it's uncommon for a man with experience to end up with a virgin woman, or a woman with experience to end up with a virgin man. But going into that type of situation, you definitely need to be asking on both sides for tests. You know what I mean? And y'all need to be getting tested through the whole time. And oftentimes people are getting tested. How do you think this comes out that somebody was doing something? Start them tests and exchanging them tests at the beginning of that relationship. Y'all continue to get tested and see what's coming out. Because if y'all got them tests at the beginning and everything was negative, and you go back in 6 months and both of y'all was negative, and you go back 6 months later and somebody come up positive with something, well, that's going to tell the whole story right there. Just like something tells the story when a woman finds out how far along she is. If the doctor tells her she's 8 weeks along, she should be able to calculate 8 weeks back and know exactly where and who she was laying down with. Okay. Sex is not just a sport. I know they say pimping is a sport and all of that, but it's not just a sport. And even with sports, baby, with real sports, they take care of themselves. If this is a sport, it's the sloppiest sport. It's like Where are the coaches? Number one, they can coach you on everything else about the sex culture, but we are not being coached on. It's just not trendy anymore. Ways to protect yourself, ways to look out for yourself, ways to backtrack things to make sure that you're not laying down with the wrong thing. Because, like the brother was saying earlier, a lot of young people may not have somebody to sit there and coach them and tell them, uh, you know what I'm saying, what to look out for and just educating them about sex. And that's starting at home. That's starting at home. That way, when they do get out into society and somebody's talking about sex somewhere, they not hearing nothing new, and they gonna know what's truly right. They gonna remember what they was taught at home. Everybody's definition of, and everybody's way of teaching sex must be different or has to be different, even though we probably all feel like we have the same concept and understanding about what sex is. What's funny to me, everybody still teach it different. It's stupid. Like, we all pretty much probably feel like we are saying the same thing when we teach it or we speak on it, but we all are going to end up teaching it different. That's why I say starting it at home, because that dad might teach from his experience, this mom might teach from her experience. But if you're just teaching sexual education at the end of the day, it should probably look the same. But no, you're going to teach with a little bit of that experience in there too, or showing them stories, or just stories not already heard. Like, how would you come off teaching your child? Well, that's your business. But how would you teach your youth? A lot of you guys got young sons right now. You got young daughters right now, young nieces, young nephews, young cousins. I care about the young people in my family. As soon as I heard about unborn child support, I was like, boy, I got to talk to I got one of my brothers I definitely want to talk to about this. But having brothers in general, watch the young ladies you laying down with too. This is not a one-sided conversation for just women. I'm just saying, like, I'm respect that young lady for coming out with her story. But this go on both sides. Like, yeah, brothers, because I'm hearing they're trying to make this legal now, where she can go file for child support while she pregnant. So why keep playing with your body? I'm tell them at home first. Tell my brothers first. I mean, to me, that's a version of back pay. I talked about that on the podcast I did about that topic already, but it's just a new version of back pay, if you ask me. But now you paying for the baby while she pregnant. It's crazy. I mean, I guess they wouldn't be able to do the test on the baby till the baby was born. And who y'all think owe the money back if the woman just had this man paying child support for 9, 10 months and it ain't even his baby? It just sounds like some more mess at the end of the day. Let's get more proactive and actually accountable and responsible with our, we not just anything from the melatonin, I'm sorry, from the melanin to the seeds we carry, we not. So why are we still carrying ourselves out here like this, living like we just, yeah, like I say, that was the new, and it probably was an agenda, but to make culture like just free. When we said free in America, free. You know what I'm saying? Sleep with who you want to sleep with, do what you want, have as many kids you want to, don't worry about it. We got child support out here for you, government assistance. I don't have to talk it like this, but just look at it from this perspective. That's gonna be the system. The system always gonna try to have some type of system implemented. At this point, I'm willing to believe that. But if we already have our own, you don't have to systemize something that's already in order. Straight like that. We got our own order about ourselves. We already carry ourselves a certain way. There's nothing wrong with having a family unit, but bringing back to people's remembrance why a family unit was always respectable and honorable. You didn't have so many age stories floating around here. They were probably common, especially STDs, because people have always kind of like slept with other women and men. You always had somebody doing it. You always had, no matter what point of history it was, there were always some type of prostitution ring. I'm telling you right now, there were always pimps. This is, we talking about sex and STDs. This has always pretty much been around since somebody first came up with the concept of pimping, because ladies have been prostituting for many, many generations of history. You always had that small clique of women was doing it somewhere. I'm telling you, it's always been a profitable business. But the other side of that business too, and even in that business, if they was good businessmen and women, they going to have them ladies tested and checked out. This is a new time where it's cool for everything to be sexualized, but don't nobody want to get tested. Don't nobody want to. They don't want to talk about their results when they go. That's cool, but there are some people that should know, and that's anybody you slept with during the time you didn't know that you had it. It's simple, but look how nobody's doing it. I know they not doing it. I just feel it in my soul they not doing it. So now, what did that push not just women to do, but how did that push people to begin to think? How did that push them to begin to move? What did that push them to begin to do? If you're not gonna tell me the truth about test results or what you have had in your past, you know what I'm saying? Who you have? If you're not, then I don't know. Am I gonna invest the time to do the investigating, or I'm just gonna be more about my health than that? I just rather be married than one person I know I can trust, because that's what you really gonna go through. Now, when we say something like dating, which is a verb, dating, where you're seeing different people at one time, you're really technically women. Let's talk about it. You shouldn't be sleeping with all of those men that you're quote unquote dating anyway. But you probably have some men that do this. I'm telling y'all, either way you look at it, that's why all of this nasty stuff is going around in the first place. But anyways, uh when you're dating, you should not be sleeping with everybody. That's not how that goes. You're dating to meet different. You're trying to see what you're into, what you like. I mean, I can understand that. But why lay down with everybody? Even if you just need a partner to do that, which seems safer, it's just you and that partner. You and that partner get that understanding. You and that partner go get tested. Unfortunately, people have cravings and urgings. Like they just, I don't know, like they got to have a whole buffet of different variety these days. You know what I'm saying? And it's actually cool. It's like a part of it's what's trendy. Telling people to go get tested is not trendy right now, and it should be. Telling people to get tested and remember that it's nasty stuff other than monkeypox and COVID-19 and bird flu going around here, okay? And people still they trying so hard to hold on to the old way that we just lived in 2019 before the pandemic. Anyway, a lot of us was living before the pandemic came. Those days are gone. We can't see it yet. You can't be, if you was sexually out there before the pandemic, you shouldn't be like that now. It's too much going around out here. Hopefully you've slowed down. It slowed a lot of us down. A lot. Whether we liked it or not. But some people fought it. They said, no, baby, I'm gonna live my life, especially now that everything is back open. So we already had our discussion on the other podcast about another reason why it's not good to just be having sex out here, no matter how much they sexualize culture. Do not be fooled. Because how is that? When do we stop this? How is it cool having repetitive generations of children that's just not going to know the daddy? Bro, we need to stop it anyway. So let them change the abortion right laws. People need to think about why when they go in that process and act of making a baby and bringing a baby into this world, what they are really doing, because it's not a game. And now they talking about unborn child support. Being responsible for a pregnant woman that's pregnant for 9 to 10 months doesn't sound cheap. And she shouldn't have to go put no unborn child support on nobody. The only way I see that happening is her letting the man know she's pregnant and him telling her he don't want to be there. Well, he must not be aware she can't go get no abortion no more unless he gonna pay for her to travel to a state that does it, which a lot of men will, a lot of them won't. How are you gonna make? That's a question for y'all. How do y'all feel like y'all gonna force a man that's paying unborn child support? How are you gonna even force him? A lot of women already failed child support and the man still don't pay. How you gonna force him to pay for an unborn child? You can go file those papers. That don't mean that man is gonna do his duty and pay child support while you pregnant. They can change the laws all they want to. You got men that already don't pay unless they're gonna have some different stipulations, I guess, for those who don't, follow protocol with this thing. But it's, times are changing. It's a crazy time to be alive too, and actually be a woman. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I ain't gonna say I hate being a woman, but they changing so much where it's like, now I can look at it that way. Like, woo, they really challenging the woman these days. I can look at it that way. Or I can look at it the way, like, you know what? The way they challenging women shouldn't even phase me because I already know I'm a woman. I can look at it that way too. I already, no matter what they change, systemize, try to put in place, like, this is a great time to bring this up too. I saw a post the other day where a lady said, have we ever thought about why we go get marriage contracts? Like, we literally go to the courthouse and go register, you know, pretty much apply to register in the state registry, because that's all pretty much that's going to happen through that process. You are now added to the official state registry as a married couple. Sometimes I know in different states, depending on where you are, this could take 30 days, 45 days, 90 days from the time you actually put that application in and did your thing at the courthouse. But her point was, have we noticed that we go get these contracts? And I'm like, of course we noticed. This is how we get married in America. And different states, like I say, have their different stipulations and processes you go through. But you can most times do it at a courthouse. She was like, why we don't make our own contracts and like sign it? You know what I'm saying? Both parties sign it. We get a notary, whatever we got to do, you know what I'm saying, to make this contract official. Why do we go through the states? Like she said, in her eyes, we're practically just, it's something else, another way we're giving ourselves over to the system. Like, we're practically just saying, yeah, we're an incorporated couple with this country. I don't know. It was a great point she made. And I've heard the same thing sometimes about birth certificates, but that's going to be a different topic because, yeah, you can pretty much write up your own birth certificate, get that signed, get whoever you want to sign it. We just do things a certain way for so long here because we're conditioned to do those things. But I thought that would be another great example of how that happens. So just because they begin to sexualize culture and things are changing around us different ways, don't mean that right. That's why it's going to be important to have your own morals, your own principles, your own ethics, knowing who you are at the end of the day. Because one thing that has always tested mankind, tell y'all something, is natural disaster. It's like natural unplanned for events. What can I call those? Like, that's something that has always tested mankind. Something like a pandemic, a natural disaster. That's gonna test who you are because look, now that you just have went through this unforeseen situation, now you're homeless. There was a bad forest fire. Now everything's burnt up. That's gonna test who you are as a person. Everything in your house got burned down by a natural forest fire. Or now you're being tested because you just found out you have cancer. Like, who are you immediately after that? Who are you once you find out you have HIV/AIDS? Well, it shouldn't always take a unfortunate disaster for us to know. I'm just saying that seems to be the natural way of humans. Like, it shouldn't take a natural something that you didn't see coming for you to learn who you are. Because oftentimes when that thing you didn't see coming comes, one of your first questions is like, why didn't I see that coming? What could I have done to prevent this? What am I going to do in the future to make sure I don't put myself back in this situation? And that's oftentimes only if you end up surviving this situation. And like, yes, they could be HIV, AIDS, a natural disaster, like I said, a breakup in a relationship you didn't expect, or a relationship, another type of relationship failing, something at work, something with a 25-year friendship. You don't know who you truly are oftentimes until you are tested this way. And sometimes unfortunate things are going to happen to us as humans. It shouldn't be that way, but like I say, this is how it is. Why is it that when something we didn't see coming happen, oh, all of a sudden we found out who we are? We're angry. We didn't see this coming. We didn't plan for this, right? We just wanted to live our life the way we wanted to live it, and nothing was ever supposed to come in between it. Like, nothing unfortunate is ever supposed to happen. Well, that's kind of a weird way of reality to think. Thank you guys for tuning in to another segment with the Crown Content Publications YouTube channel. We're publishing and marketing me. And we get on here. I share my expressions, opinions, and views about real and factual events that are going on out here. Okay. And things are always updating these days in the news. So there are certain things I like to touch on that I feel like are great learning lessons. Even when the Will Smith and Chris Rock thing happened at the Oscars, I got on here and talked about it because I don't be more talking about what happened. I see the learning lesson out of real events that happen sometimes out here in society. And I like to get out here and point out, what I saw through my perception. Thank you guys for your support this morning. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe for more video topics just like these. And until next time.